Hello friends, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at something completely different. Today we are taking a look at Geo Mecha, Captain Dino, 5-in-1 Combiner. Yeah, it's a group of dinosaurs that combine in a couple of different ways. So we have the 5 dinos here. We've got Tyranno, Terra, Braccio, Stego, and Raptor. We're going to be taking a look at each one of these, then we're going to combine them in their multiple ways. So put your dino hats on, guys, because this is going to be a long review because we got a lot to look at. So let's get to it. First up, it is Blue Tyranno in pentagon form. Yes, he's a giant blue pentagon. I love the styling of the bones, and all of them have this bone structure, or bone structure. Yes, skeleton, that's what it's called. It's really cool. It's pretty darn big. How big? It comes up to MP10 Prime's knees. Transformation-wise, this is actually probably one of the ones that I like the least in terms of transformation, because you end up having to rip parts off and then recombine them. So first, we rip those bits off, and then we rip those bits off. And then we come to this, fold up the dino head, rawr. Come to the other one and push out the dino tail. Once we have the tail out, we flip it around and then combine it up with the head like that. Come to just under the head and fold out the little dino arms. Then the pieces that we pulled apart before, we extend them out to become the feet. And then they will snap on to the sides like that. The dino mode is, well, it's a little weird. It looks more like an off-the-shelf Grimlock or a sub-Grimlock. Well, okay, here's a Voyager class Grimlock for scale. Oh, and here's a Prime for scale. MP10 Prime. Comes up to MP10 Prime's crotch. The molding on the figure is excellent. The only thing that I don't like is that beady little eye. That thing creeps me out. And it looks like, I don't know, it's smiling at me. I'm scared. Number 2 is Terra, or the pterodactyl, or pteranodon, or whatever the heck you want to call it. So, yeah, it's a cube. Transformation. Pull off the wings, fold out the little head, and then come to the inside and unfold the sides like that. Then we come to the wings and we open them up, flip out the little wing bits, and then fold them up again. Again on the other one, do the same thing. Fold the wing out, flip the wingtip out, then fold it back. And then what we're gonna do is these little pieces with the red components. They will peg in to the sides here on the outsides of the dino mode so that we can have the little wing claws pointing forward like that. And that's pretty much it. Of all the dinos, this guy is by far the weakest because there's nothing to, hold him up on. There are no feet to stand out or flip out. He's just this flat pancake of a dinosaur. Again, this figure also retains the beady little eye that the dinosaur or the Tyrannosaur has, which, again, creeps me out, but not nearly as much as the Tyrannosaur. Next up is Stego, and it's the biggest in this mode. It comes up to the abdomen of MP10 Prime. The overall look of it is pretty good. One thing I don't particularly care for is just the overall size compared to the other ones. I don't know why it needs to be so big, but it is. So, transformation on this guy. Split it in half. And then, come to the sides here, or the top, I guess. Fold these sections up, and then flip down the dino legs, and I was flipping the wrong way, like that. And then fold up the Stego head, and flip up his spines. There's a lot of good ratcheting going on this figure. Then come to the back on the inside and flip up these spines and put the front of the dino off to the side. Then we come to the other side, fold the legs up, turn it over, flip up the feet, flip out the tail, fold it all the way out, flip up the spines, and then sandwich the parts together. And there we go. We got a big old Stegosaurus. And this thing's big. I mean, this is pretty big. So, to give you guys an idea on just how big we're talking about here, I've got Deluxe Class Snarl off to the side. just a smidge smaller than our little beastie here. And then again, MP10 Prime for scale. Number 4 is the Brachiosaurus, or I'm sorry, Apatosaurus. Black, silver, I like it. Kind of reminds me of Dino Ranger Black. Transformation for this guy is a little bit easier than the others because you don't really take it apart, you just flip some pieces out. So come up to where the dino head is, flip out the rear feet, then we can grab the sides there, up by the feet, and then fold out the other sections, and then come back to the back of those and flip out some feet as well. Come to this folded up section and flip out the tail, and then reach underneath and flip out the dino head like that. So this one is a lot taller than the other ones, and it can almost kiss MP10 Prime. And then just for scale, we're going to give you guys a Sludge. It's a lot bigger than Sludge. Finally, number 5, the Purple Raptor. And it's a spheroid. Cool. Transformation for this guy is by far the easiest, and I swear I've seen this transformation on a different figure. Reach in, fold up the head, reach in again, fold out the tail, come to the side and simply pull it down all the way, and then you can flip down the legs, and be very careful because there is a giant robot head sandwiched up in here that is actually kind of hard to get back in place once you've knocked it off. There we go. It also comes off very easily. So then that, and then flip out the little raptor claws like this, and we have ourselves a purple raptor. Rawr. I like the purple raptor. It's a cute little robot. It can be ridden by a Legends class figure or a Deluxe class figure. And you know what? I haven't tried to have any of my other Transformers ride these guys, so I should probably do that. But first, MP10 Prime for scale, and Dinobot Slash for scale. All these bots are really cool. The only thing I don't like is the weird, beady little eyes that some of these guys have. Just really creeps me out for some reason. I don't know why. The only other thing I don't like is, well, the flying one, you can't really do much with it. It just kind of is a little bit floppy. It can't really stand up on its own. It just kind of sits there on the ground. It doesn't do anything. Kind of like me. All right, now that we've looked at all the dinos, we're going to go ahead and get into one of their combined modes. The first one we're going to do is called the Mega Dino mode. So to start off with, we are going to go ahead and return Purple Raptor back to its ball form, sort of. So we're going to go fold it up, put it away, and then just kind of leave this out like that and fold the tail all the way down, and that's it. That's all we're going to do for this guy right now. He's going to be put off to the side. So next, we're going to take Braccio, fold up its gigantic head like so, take the arms, fold them up, and then flip them, or I'm sorry, the front legs, and then flip them back to where they were. Leave these rear legs where they are right now, and then fold up the tail just about to about like that. Next, we'll take Tyranno, split him apart, pulling off the bits. Take the front paws, fold them up, take the head, fold it just about all the way up, and open up the mouth. And then once we've got that part done, we're going to go ahead and bring it up here. Oops, got that turned around. And we're going to peg it in up here. Not only are the clips there, but there are these little 2 guide holes that are inside as well. So get those pegged in like that. And then just kind of tuck the dino head up underneath the tail like that. And you didn't see anything, it's just out of the way. No need to see here. Gonna move on now. Next, we're gonna take the tail, fold it out as far as it'll go. Take the feet bits, fold them up, and then they will be pegged into the other side like this, like that. Once we have everything pegged in, bring it down, kind of snap it into place, and then fold this section up, And then this whole back section will peg onto this guy right here. And I do have to tell you, this connection right here, not the strongest in the world, but it is holding. So there we have a mighty chunk of dinosaur. Putting the mighty chunk off to the side, it's right over here by the way, we're going to go over to Stego and split him apart. And then take these sections and just transform them back into pre-dinosaur mode. Now that you have everything folded up, reach underneath the head and push out this black piece. That will then allow you to fold the dino head up a little bit more, and then we could come in and flip out these toes. Once you flip out the toes, we could then take the green sections and fold them down like that. Flip the toes all the way down, tuck the head up, and peg it into place like that. And then we have a nice chunky leg. And we will do the exact same thing on the other side. Fold the feet up, fold the green sections down, push in and flip out the section, flip out the toes. I forgot, you actually don't want to flip out the toes in this mode. Fold up the tail, fold up these spines, flip everything in, and make sure that the robot toes aren't showing, like that. And then there are these big chunky holes on the side. Those holes, get these pegged into them. So we will go ahead and do that. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is this whole set feels absolutely fantastic. Every single component of this thing feels super solid. I just can't even tell you how happy that makes me. So double checking the directions really quickly, I wanted to see about the toes, these yellow toes. One part of the directions has the toes showing. The other part of the directions, and on the box, don't have the toes showing. So I'm just going to flip the toes out because it's going to make things easier in the long run for me, and also because it makes the figure just a little bit more stable. So we'll go with that. All right, now we'll come up to the flying red part. Pull off its wings, like so. And then fold it back up like you're going to fold it up into its cube form, like that. Take the head and fold it up, and then come to the back or bottom of the cube mode, and voila, open up and expose some bits, and we have a giant dinosaur head of terror and destruction and hunger. So how are we going to attach this to this? This is where things get a little bit interesting. So I opened up the yellow parts to expose the face. What you're to do is to come underneath the jaws and then rotate the entire section around, and you'll see that there are clasps or clips right here where my finger is that snap into that section. And there are little guides there as well. So it's very intuitive once you move stuff in the right direction. So I don't know if you heard that, but it snapped into place. Let me fold that back, move some of the stuff underneath around, and then we come to the wings like this, and then we open them up again and fold them all the way out, and they will peg into these large square or rectangular holes on the sides of the figure, like so. Do the same thing for the other side. The very last thing for this is to flip up this little section and then peg the purple dino ball into the tail for the tail of the Mega Dino mode. And this, my friends, is the Mega Dino mode. It's gigantic. I mean, it's huge. MP10 Prime for scale. I mean, Prime could ride the thing. Yeah, I'm sure Prime could ride the thing. Prime can sort of ride it. Not in a very good way at all. Mega Dino doesn't like to be ridden by Optimus Prime. Mega Dino mode is indeed impressive. It's got a really cool face. It's got an opening mouth that's hollow in the inner jaw for some reason. It's a giant length I mean, it's big. It ain't small at all. But it's also very unwieldy and kind of not very poseable much. And his butt has a tendency to fall off a lot. So it's not exactly practical. I really wish there was a way I could better have an Optimus Prime figure ride him. Oh well. There is one more combined mode, however. To get into that final mode, otherwise known as Captain Dino, or as the directions call it, Super Warrior mode, we're going to have to kind of disassemble what we've already built here. So, sorry Dino, we're going to have to just rip you apart. So we'll take apart the Pteranodon and put that off to the side, pull off the Stego, and leave the Stego as feet, and then take apart the blue Tyrannosaurus, and then take the purple guy, grab the giant robot head, put the giant robot head off to the side, and just leave poor Raptor in this mode, and just put him off to the side. So we're going to start with the core here. That is Braccio. To start off with, first, wipe off the cat hair. Second, come to the top, fold those panels that form the upper chest of Braccio back into place. Next up, we will take the entire rear section and top section and continue wiping off cat hair, and then grab the entire sections, pull it down so that we extend what will be the torso, fold the tail all the way down, take the entire rear section of the Dino mode and turn it 180 degrees. You do have to move the legs out of the way first. Take the Braccio tail and fold it up along the back. Then take the Braccio legs and fold them straight down like that. So now that we've got the legs pointing straight down-ish, come to the Dino feet and flip out the connector ports and just kind of flip all the ratchets out so that the legs are kind of pointing straight down. And then we could grab the Stego legs and attach them like so and stand the figure up. Next, we'll come to the Tyranno like this and pull the Tyranno out a little bit, straighten him out, and then see this section here? Turn it so that the pegs are pointing up, and this whole section will peg into the shoulder like that. And do the same thing for the other side, except remember, this was the whole tail section. Just kind of flip this little part out, and hey, we've got a giant robot arm there. Cool. Oh, and whoops. Snap that up, fold it down, and then peg it in. One little bit I did forget. Pull that down a little bit more. Now, we could take the purple and simply just fold it up and just attach it to his fist like we did the tail. Now, before we attach the giant robot head and the pterodactyl, something I want to show you. And this is a little bit weird. So, there is actually a little track in here that the Braccio head is supposed to slide down on. If you don't do that, let me show you what it looks like when you don't do it. So, the chest is up like that, and you attach the robot head. That doesn't look right. And there's nowhere in the directions that says you're supposed to do this. So, I'll talk about the directions in a little bit, because they're a bit annoying. So you got to push that down and then make sure that the Braccio head is correctly tucked up in there. And then we can attach the Dino head, and that looks a lot better. And we can attach the pterosaur, or the pterodactyl, or the giant dinosaur with wings. And it goes on that one little clip back there. Nowhere else, just that one little clip. And it's actually smart because there are grooves in the black plastic that allow this. So then you've got the wings sticking off the back like that, and you can also give it a tail in robot mode if you wish, but you're really not supposed to. And here we have Captain Dino all merged up. It's freaking awesome. Except for the purple. Except for the purple Raptor. Poor purple Raptor. Why don't you get any love? Quick size comparison. So here is MP10 Prime, and here is the latest Lupin Ranger Super Mecha combined. And here is Deluxe Class Quake because I really like this figure. Hello, I'm down here. It's not a small figure by any stretch of the imagination. The one thing I really dislike about the set, though, is actually the head sculpt. It looks cool. There's a frown happening in there, but it's so bleached white, you can't really make out much detail. And there's a seam going right down the middle of the face. It's really annoying. Other than that, I think the figure looks great. And, well, the only other complaint I could think of is poor Raptor. I mean, come on. Incorporate the Raptor. Don't make him a flail. Nitpicks aside, the overall aesthetic of the figure is quite good. The blue, the black, the silver, the white, all the colors work. The detailing is really good. And it's just a pleasant figure to look at and hold. We're talking just about Takara level quality plastic. It's not as thick as the plastic you'll find on Super Sentai figures, because I think this set is meant to be played with slightly older kids. Not 5 to 6, but maybe 8 to 10. It's a really neat set with a few minor flaws. It's top heavy, and then, well, Raptor. And that's about it. I feel like the Raptor is the weakest. I just don't think it's given the respect it deserves. I can't harp on that enough. All right, enough of that. Let's do a 360 so you guys, let's go ahead and get it. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get a 360 look on this figure so you guys can see it all the way around. I've gone ahead and disconnected Raptor so you guys can get a look at the figure. Yeah, from the back, it is a bit hollow in places, but it's very well proportioned, and it kind of reminds me of a Gundam. Weird. Not in a bad way, mind you, just in a very strange way. More like a Build Fighters Try Gundam than what would be the Universal Century Gundam. Overall, I'm really taken with it. I think it's a really great set that works well. Again, it's expensive. It's very expensive, but it's fun, and I don't own anything else like it. So folks, what do you think of this set? Do you like it? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's great but way too much money? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit that like button and give me a subscription if you love the video. I picked this setup off of eBay. That's really the only place I've been able to find it other than Amazon, and it's a little cheaper on eBay. Thank you so much for watching this video review. As always, I am Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.